Yeah, Vortex here. Welcome to my review of the KZ EDX. This is their new super cheap release. Comes in white, black, which will probably be a fingerprint magnet, like a grey green colour, and there's a transparent one. And obviously I bought the white one. These are very cheap, as in just over £5 to £6, or dollars coming up to $10, and that's so cheap for what you actually get. And these are very, very easy to power, which I'll get to in a bit. As you can see, rich and delicate sound, blah blah blah. Really nice subtle finish. Mine's the white, no mic, because I think with the, if you have non-mic variants, they do have less, impedance, resistance in the cable. Impedance 23 ohms, sensitivity 112 decibels, and obviously the usual specs. These are, like I said before, these are very easy to power. You can power these off anything. You don't need to amp them, but it might be better if you use a better DAC solution, to be might sound cleaner, but they are very easy to power. It says heavy bass earphone. I don't really agree. These aren't a heavy bass earphone. These are more, they seem to have like mild mid bass with a little bump towards the bottom, the sub bass. It comes with the cable, which is actually not bad. These cable on its own to buy is normally about £3. It comes with the usual paperwork, and that's the 3rd of September, so very recent indeed. And it comes obviously with the tips. This actually uses the new kind of Starline tips, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, I ordered the white ones. I was going to get the black, but I thought there'd be like a big fingerprint magnet, so I just went with the white ones. As you can see, quite subtle. Single dynamic driver. There's 2 vents on the inside as well, as you can see. Obviously very cheap design, but I don't mind that. It's very subtle. They do have a good fitment as well, and they, like I'm just showing you there, they do use the new they do use the Starline tips, but it's good to see them that's not black. So yeah, usual information. I show this in every video, but it's good to, it's for the people who haven't seen my videos before. It's always worth checking, the paperwork, because it may or may not be important for you. So if you ever need to see any of this, just pause the video and then you can just read it. I'll just quickly, as usual, just skim through the information. It's got the wrong information on it. It says ZST, but obviously these aren't. But it's not really a big deal, really. Just more information. Don't drive using headphones. That's correct. Sensitivity, levels, time you can use at certain decibels, the usual kind of stuff. So yeah, this is these are the tips it comes with. It comes with the mediums already fitted, and in here, when I eventually open it, it comes with 2 small and 2 large. These tips for me are perfectly fine. A lot of people do like these tips, and considering all this package, shall we say, is like just over £5, these are incredibly cheap for what you actually get. The value for money with this model is very, very good. I was expecting when they announced these to be at least probably £15–20, and as you can see, you can just about see the actual top, where you can see the actual lines. It's very hard to see on the camera, but if you can just about see it. And here's the cable. Yeah, these on their own, these actually record quite low for actual resistance in the cable, and to buy these on their own, they're normally about £2 to £3 on its own, which is, as you say, and these are only £5 for the whole unit. So yeah, usual. It says KZ, right angle connector, my preference. Kind of a copper cable. It does say L and R on each connector, but it's really, I'm trying to show the camera. I can see it. There it is. You can just about make it right by my nail. That's obviously righter than the same for left. But as an included cable, for the price range, I can't fault this at all because it's so cheap. This makes the KZ VK4 look expensive, and that's around £10, so it's like twice the price. So I thought I'll untangle it and show you what the cable actually looks like. And I did all my testing with this cable, and it obviously works fine. I didn't have any issues. Obviously decent enough Y split. Obviously there's no metal, you know, in the ear hook part, which is good. For the price, I can't fault these at all. And now we're actually going to get to the actual IEMs. Build, I think, is fine. They're very, very simple. They're very subtle, which is I like. They advertise this for like monitoring, which is a possibility for stage use. Isolation is okay. It's not the highest because it's not a sealed unit. But that's what it is. Comfort, I think, was good. There you go. There's no left or right on them, but you know which is which. Sound, it says bass heavy, but they're not. These seem to have a brighter presentation with a little bit of bump in the sub bass. The mid bass seems quite lean on these. There is some there, but it's not forward. It's more emphasized slightly towards the very bottom. Vocals, female vocals, was very clear. They're very detailed earphones, considerably. These perform better than I was actually expecting for the price. So for the low price, I really wasn't expecting much. So I was expecting to be around £15-ish, maybe more. And then they announced them like just over £5 or coming under $10. But yeah, instruments are very clear. Touch of sibilance in parts, which is I've noticed. Which it's not too bad, but I did notice that. Say layer vocals are clear. The stage is quite big. It's nothing amazing, but everything was quite clear. Imaging I thought was good. Like I said, isolation. If it says for monitoring, I didn't think it was amazing. Obviously, you can't match something like an Audio Sense T800, but the isolation is okay. So fitment's good. Incredibly easy to power, and I tried it on a few sources. My SMSL idea, Shanling M0 and the ALC 5686 from DD Hi-Fi, and performs fine on all of them. I think these sound quite good for the price, really. They could have charged more and got away with it, but for the low price, these are detailed earphones. I think they're not too bad at all. So everything's clear, but it does have a brighter presentation with a little bit of oomph in the low end. And yeah, this is just I want to keep it brief, not too bad at all, for just over £5. Obviously there's the cable. Brighter presentation, good fit, good build, subtle design, which I like. I probably would have preferred a little bit more mid bass. But then again, it would have been more V-shaped, which is the usual KZ. And yeah, so a little bit of sub-bass bump. I don't know how these graph. I like to see someone graph these just to confirm what I hear, but they're not too bad at all. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.